Good afternoon, Full Throttle's Cup Series fans. This is Josh Kiwis, joined by my brother Christopher Kiwis up here in the booth as we got the Marble State 150, uh, Granite State 150. That's why I'm giggling. I couldn't remember it. Goodness gracious, coming from New Hampshire right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get on board with your qualifying grid here. As you see, Josh Susi, he's gonna roll off P1 here tonight, see if he can keep it clean. As we've seen a lot of guys spinning Chris in practice coming off turn 2 tonight. Speaking of number 2, it'll be that P2 position going to that 27 of David Schmill. And then speaking of number 2 for real, we got Ken Baum right there in that P3 spot. Chris, look at that. 4th place, 69 of Matthew Fitz. I think that might be his best starting spot so far this season, as we'll see Lucas Nilges start here P5 tonight. Kyler McCarthy, P6. Brett Strickler, who hasn't loaded in yet, one of the drivers we're waiting on, he'll be starting there in that P7 position. Then we'll see Kip Easley in that P8 spot. Oh, there you go. Brett Strickler popping in there in 7th. As we'll see Dylan Hastings in 9th with AJ Green in 10th. Oh, AJ Green almost went backwards. And he's going to get a little bit of a kiss from the 71 of Curtis Kelly. As you'll see Jeremy Zarfos in 11th with Curtis Kelly in 12th. Then we'll see Briggs Swope 13th with Don DeGroot in 14th. 15th going to go to Colin Forrester with 16th going to William Brown. 17th going to go to Jimmy Barr here with Patrick Ginter in 18th. Sorry about the cameras getting all whacked out. When they go looking all over the place like that, it's sometimes hard for Chris to keep kept up. You'll see 19th going to Chad Engel, 19th going to Brody Green, 20th going to Chad Engel, and then we'll see Andrew Bay in 21st, and then that's going to round out your field here tonight, Chris. So we should see some great racing here from New Hampshire, but it could be one of those nights, Chris, that disaster spells for some of these drivers. We know how tricky of a track New Hampshire can be. We're about to go green here.
I'm going to say, Josh, this is one of the tracks that I actually took the privilege of driving over the last week, and it is not fun in these cars. Turn 2 is not fun, so it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers handle it. So, like you said in practice, saw a lot of drivers going around, so this is going to be interesting to see how this first couple of laps go.
All right, pace car off, green flag out. Josh Susi, go, 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 drivers. It looks like Ken Baum, Chris, got off to a pretty good restart there, a good start, I should say, as it looks like he is going to back it off going into turn 1. It'll be Nitro 1-2 going into turns 1 and 2, but that number 2 of Ken Baum Jr. already going to show himself to the inside. Behind him, you got the 3 of Lucas Nilges, Matthew Fitz, and co. It looks like a 2-wide race from that second position on back, but Josh Susi just going to hang out here, and we'll see if we'll make it through turn 3 and 4 here clean and make it through this lap 1 section. So far, so good. David Schmill and Ken Baum Jr. You got Kyler McCarthy and Lucas Nilges leaning a little bit there on each other. You got the 8 and the 97. They might make a little bit of contact, but out of turn 4, it looks like everybody's going to get clean, and Josh Susi's going to stay out in the lead.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of clear. Whoa, is that what we say that Matthew Fitz? Yeah,
everybody's going to miss him, though.
Got a little checked up there. Looks like he might have taken a bumper to a quarter panel or something, but did not like what he saw. But he got a little out of whack. But you see, he's got it straightened out, so it's good to see. Yeah, good recovery.
Just hope he keep his mental going. It's one of those things. You have a little bit of a hiccup there. Easy to respin the car. We'll just see if he can gather it back up. Unfortunate for Matthew Fitz. Great starting position from him, but he's going to fall back to 9th, lose 5 positions there.
Yeah,
so we'll see Josh Susi
set the fastest lap that time by.
Yeah, so these fresh tires going to see some fast laps. We'll see David Smell Jr., the other Nitro guy. Not a lot of Nitro drivers, Chris, usually as we see up here. Oh, we got a driver. That looks like the 12 of Ryan. No, that's Jimmy Barr, excuse me.
Yeah, the 12 of Jimmy Barr.
I don't know where I got the name Ryan from.
Yeah, but he looks like he's able to get it going straight again, so they're not going to throw a caution flag. So right now, Josh
Newman.
I don't know.
I said the 12 and then Ryan, so that's what I got to be thinking, man. As we'll see, 24 Kyle McCarthy, Chris, we're riding on board with some of these drivers that are starting to single file out here in this top 5. It looks like really to the rest of the track, it's just pretty much going to be a single file race here. And you're going to have to conserve tires. We know how big New Hampshire is on eating up tires and just really making the race car hard to drive. You were saying, Chris, that you drove the track a lot in practice. I tried. I just did not like it.
Yeah, that was one thing that I noticed, that the tires get chewed up a lot, and it gets chewed up really quick. And then coming out of turn 2, you're going to see a lot of people getting around, as I'm seeing. It looks like Patrick Ginter might have had a little bit of a hiccup there. I know people can get loose coming out of turn 4 as well. But it looks like, oh, big smack to the wall there. Oh, is that going around? It looks like maybe.
It's Curtis Kelly. Curtis Kelly. He's down on the road course chicane. He's going to hit a jump, and hey, he's going to rejoin the track. It's going to check up that outside lane there for a second, but hey, good job, Curtis. Great save, man.
Yeah, just, you know, go ahead, drive it down there to that safety lane, get it back up on the track, you know. A little sketchy there, but hey, you know, you were able to pull it off cleanly. So like Josh said, good save.
Hey, it's one of those things. You don't know New Hampshire has a road course. He was just wanting to try that layout. New Hampshire is one of those cool tracks. And actually the road course, if you notice right there where the walls are, that's the road course coming down where you see that RV park. So it's got like a downhill transition section. Very small road course. Very fun, and like Miatas or like the USF cars. Or like the Formula Vs, I should say. It's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Momentum-based track. Almost like a go-kart track in a sense. Ooh, big dive in here for the 97 of AJ Green.
As I'm right now, I see Josh Sushi still got a big gap between him and David Smill. Right now, as just looking at the ticker, he's got about a 1.5 second gap between him and his teammate, David Smill. And then you see Ken Baum Jr. right behind him. And you see the 27 of David Smill right behind, Ken Baum right behind David Smill. And Lucas Nilge's your second place finisher. And then with your last week's race winner at Iowa, Josh, Kyler McCarthy, he's sitting up here in 5th place. He's moved himself up 1 position. So we'll see if he's got it in him. Maybe he can pull out another podium finish here.
It looks like AJ Green kipped easily. Either they made contact or they both got loose the same way. I saw a little bit of movement around there in those race cars coming out of 2. But it looks like Easley is going to back it off just a little bit. As though Matthew Fitz, big drive in there on the 38 of Brett Strickler. They might make contact. Ooh, Fitz is loose. 38's loose. A little bit of contact there.
It looks like they're going to get it straightened out. Oh my goodness, that was a little sketchy there. We'll see if that 38 has anything to say to him back, or if he's just going to, it looks like he was starting to drift up into his teammate there. But I know Matthew's not going to go out there and do it. Yeah, I was going to say, I know Matthew's not going to go out there and, nefariously try to wreck somebody. So I would just say somebody got a little loose or tight, and that's what happened.
We all know it's the Princess Banana Hammock Vanilla Arc.
I was telling him
vanilla?
I was going to see.
I don't know if I said vanilla. If I did,
you said vanilla, yes. I was going to see how long it took you to say that. So we only made it to lap 10.
I was talking to him about it, so I figured I'd go ahead and get it out there early.
Because right now, Josh, like you said, we're seeing everybody kind of single file out. You see the 99 of Colin Forrester diving down on the inside. Oh, diving down on the inside there, Jeremy Zarfos.
That's 2 Sparkle Unicorn Turn 2 Terribles drivers that have made contact in the last couple laps. You think we might start seeing some fisticuffs?
I don't know. I would hope not. I mean, right now we've got 11 laps under the belt. You can see Zarfos trying to dive. Oh, yeah, Zarfos driving it up to that back bumper. He's saying, hey, man, I didn't appreciate what just happened.
I mean, hey, you got to let him know. And that's the only way you can let him know on a stock car is give him a nice big shot. Oh, he's tuning her up for a pass on the 99. He wants to make a big drive in here, I think.
Yeah, we'll stay on board here with that 29. See what he's going to do going in here in turn 1. If he's not going to really press the issue, it looks like, I don't know. He's trying to get to that back bumper.
I was going to say, he's setting it up for a big drive in. I think he's going to try to cross this 99
over.
The 99's going to cross himself over. He's not too careful. Good save there from the 99. That's what Curtis Kelly wished would have happened, but Curtis Kelly took the road course exit.
We go back on board here with Joshua Susi. See, he's got now
about 3/10, Chris.
Yeah, he's gained about 3/10 on that David Smill and Co. behind him, and then you see Ken Baum still all over the back bumper of him. So Ken Baum Jr.'s got something going on underneath that car, and then you see behind him, you've got race winner Kyler McCarthy has now moved in front of Lucas Nilge's. And then you see AJ Green has also moved himself up 5 positions, Josh. But, big drive in there from Kip Easley. Oh, he's riding that thin line there on that back bumper.
As he's just sitting there watching those drivers file out. You're seeing Ken Baum Jr. now starting to make a little bit of a run past that 27 machine of David Smill, but David Smill got something to say about it. This will be your highest position battle right here for that second place spot. We'll see if David Smill Jr. is going to be able to recollect that position. We know he started there in second. Not sure if they've been battling it out like where Ken Baum got past him a couple laps ago, but Okay, he did just pass him. Okay, thank you, Chris. That's what I thought. But yeah, so we'll see if that 27 was starting to lose tires. But if you notice that, Chris, it looks like no, Sushi's gaining or still a little bit of a gap. We'll see though. Let you know if Ken Baum maybe save it. That's a big drive in there. He's gonna have to recollect
Yeah,
it.
it
Still
looks
pulling
like
from David Smill, so it might have been like David Smill lost a little bit of those tires.
I'm getting a notification here for Jeremy Zarfos. Let's go back and see what happened with him. Driving it in there. He's just getting loose on that bottom lane. All right, so he was able to keep it off of everything. Unfortunate there for that 29. Just drove it in there a little too hard. Got around, but hey, like you said, you know, able to save it, able to keep it underneath him. So he's going to be able to race to, or live to race another lap.
Oh, I was waiting for you to talk. I was just taking a break for a second.
You're see. He's having a little bit of mic issue there. Got it fixed though. Whoa, as you see Kyler McCarthy getting a little loose. It looks like Kip Easley starting to gain on that 24. You saw him get just a little loose there. He's starting to collect himself, though. Maybe not going to allow Kip Easley to get around him, but those tires could be starting to fall off. As I say that, it looks like Kip Easley may be trying to make a dive to that inside lane. Well, let's see. It looks like the 24 going to cut that door off. So as you were sitting there, as I was fixing that, I saw Josh Susie has lengthened that lead out to Ken Baum to 2 2/10 seconds. And then David Smill is still trying to hang on. As I say that, and no, as David Smill looks like he had a little bit of an issue there. He's now fallen off now to 1 3/10. So AJ Green has moved himself around Kyler McCarthy. And Kyler McCarthy has now got that 8 machine to Kip Easley all over that back bumper.
Yeah, Kip Easley really starting to reel in that 5 of Kyler McCarthy as he's going to set up this pass down the back straightaway. Maybe looks like he's not going to get the run, but he's still going to poke that door. Or poke the foot into the door, I should say. And we'll see if he's able to maybe get something out of this. Maybe a run down the front stretch here to set him up into 2. Does look like he's got a little bit of a run, but nah, it's going to fall off. 24, Kyler McCarthy doing a good job to just hold on to that top 5, Chris. But we got to talk about one driver. It's going to be AJ Green. I mean, he started in 10th here tonight, and he's moved himself all the way up into 4th. And it looks like he's tracking down 3rd place right there. He can see the leader out there in front of him. So it's not like it's one of those things of, okay, we've been running good, now we're just kind of hanging out. He is gaining, and he's gaining quickly on David Smill Jr. So this is a guy to look out for here, Chris. This long run speed maybe going to that 97 with AJ Green.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. You know, as you're saying that, he's up 6 positions. So AJ Green's probably got something going on under that Sparkle Unicorn car. As Matthew Fitz has fallen back 3 positions. Lucas Nilge's also 3 positions. So that 69 and 3 have just kind of settled into this position, just trying to hold on. I know Matthew said that he did not want anything to do with this track. So it's good to see he's still got the car underneath him so far, as I'm not going to say that out loud as I did, but you didn't hear me say that out loud, Matthew. So, but looking really good out here right now. Also, like we were saying, Lucas Nilge's has lost 3 positions, so maybe not having the feel for the setup that he's wanting right now. I know a lot of these drivers set these cars up for long run speed, so maybe the early run speed just wasn't, you know, didn't feel right to him, and they've just kind of settled out. As I say that, Kip Easley, though, it looks like he's trying to make that move on Kyler McCarthy.
Yeah, he's definitely there now a little bit more than he was before, Chris, but it's going to be hard to make a pass here on these older tires, especially if you got even amount of tires. You see him sticking it to the inside, but he's going to slide up and slide right back behind that 24 Kyler McCarthy. And all that's going to do is eat those right sides up a little bit more for Kip Beasley and make it a lot easier for the 69 machine of Matthew Fitz to possibly make that pass. We'll see how he's going to be able to do here, rolling it into 3 and 4. Maybe he's got something here that we don't know about, but looks like he's going to wash up and lose a little bit of speed. Maybe if he was to do a little bit wider on entry, back it off. I'm not sure how New Hampshire works that great on the top lane passing later in the run, but I think he could make up a little bit more speed in that middle lane. I think this low lane right here is dying with these tires, it seems like.
Yeah, you can actually see the tire marks there from Kyler McCarthy, from that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. So, wondering how long these drivers are going to stay down on that bottom lane, because I will say, like, driving here, the few hours that I did drive in the sim here, whoa, is Kip Easley getting a little loose there coming out of turn 4. As a few hours that I did drive here on sim, it was not fun, to say the least. After you get about 30 laps into this, which we are 26 laps in, once you get about 30 laps, the tires, I love and hate to use this analogy. Whoa, is the 99 of Colin Forster getting really loose back there? But he's able to save it and keep it underneath him. But, just what I was saying is that they turn into marshmallows. And it feels like, no matter how hard you turn, how much you turn it, no matter how much brake you push, that they don't want it to react to any movement that you're making. And that's probably something these drivers are starting to come into play, not seeing a lot of the hard driving out of turn 2, So not a lot of drivers getting really loose and spinning up those rear tires just because they're not pushing the car as hard, because the car just doesn't want to go. And I mean, right now you're seeing the 69 of Matthew Fitz pulling up to the back bumper of the 8. He could have gave him a little bump there, but like I said, Matthew Fitz is a respectable driver. He's not going to give you any shots if he has to. So
big run though. You see him check out of the gas and hit the brake. You saw the front end wobble.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got a big run there. My stomach even dropped, Chris.
Yeah, as I was going to say, it looks like he was going to have a run on Kip Easley, but he backed out of it. He did go really wide as I speak, going wide.
Big drive from Kip Easley. Yeah, that's going to allow Matthew Fitz to come side
door
by
bang.
side. Easley's going to shut the door. He's going to respect it, wiggle a little bit, but this is going to be a big run into turn 1 and 2 for Matthew Fitz. He's going to drive it to the bottom lane.
Yeah, let's see if that 69 machine can make it fit. Let's see if Kip Easley's going to get up off the gas. Good drive in there from the 69. He's going to get a little loose, but they're going to be door to door. Down the backstretch. Yeah.
Door to door, and there they are. They're literally side by side, touching as they enter into turn 3. Matthew Fitz, maybe he just wants some M&Ms, dude. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Give me some, dude. Give me some. And that's going to be a big drive, though, out for the 8. So, yeah, that middle lane's starting to work. But if you're Kyle McCarthy, you're enjoying what you see behind you. This is giving you a little bit of clean air to just kind of work yourself back in to maybe a little bit of a groove here and pick up some time back on that 4th place position.
Yeah, he was under
and
attack.
AJ Green, look at him, Chris. He is right behind David Smith Jr. now that we've been watching this battle.
Yeah,
he has pulled right up to him.
I was going to say, also, I noticed that in the ticker that it was about 2/10 off of David Smith. So, man, that 97 machine has found some speed here late on in the race.
Yeah, he has found some speed, man. This car is definitely set up for the long run. You can even hear, not sure how loud Chris has his tire audio in iRacing, but if you can hear the tires, you can hear on some of these cameras, these drivers are eating up the right sides. I'm talking eating up. I have very loud tire sound, so I can definitely hear that these drivers are still relying a lot on those tires, which is obviously you have to, but in racing terms it's not good. You don't want to rely on the tires. We're right on board here with AJ Green as he's going to downshift Chris here, and he's going to try to make this pass on the outside. This is where we've seen the speed pick up, and you can see it. That FedEx office is starting to hit into a little bit of FedEx overdrive, a little bit of a wiggle from AJ Green though, as you see David Smith Jr. looking over his back bumper. Good camera work there, Chris.
Yeah, that's something that we were actually paying attention, that I was paying attention to in practice. A lot of drivers going side by side, trying to get that feel for how it was. And I noticed that if you pass on that outside lane, if you're not precisely on the gas when you get back into it, you can spin the rear up, and you see what happens with that 97. He just spun the rears up there and got a little loose. So that's something that you have to watch out here for. But look at him getting right back up on that back bumper. As we go back here and we see the 69 of Matthew Fitz now making a move on the 8 of Kip Easley. See if he can make it stick so he can get that fifth position away from, excuse me, that sixth position away from him. Will they make a little bit of contact?
Those, but that is racing in New Hampshire, Chris. If you're trying to make a pass, sometimes you just gotta use each other up. It's not like Matthew Fitz is going out there trying to wreck him. You just gotta use them up when they're racing that hard. And you see, it looks like Kip Easley either didn't have the corner that time, or he's just gonna say, all right, I'm done beating each other up. Does look like he's peeking that nose a little bit, but he does now have to worry about Lucas Nilges, who's been gaining momentum behind him.
Yeah, I saw Dylan Hastings get into the wall coming out of turn 2 just there for a second. We're going to go back up here on board. See if David Smill and AJ Green are getting any...
They have 3/10. He's pulled right back up.
Yeah, I was going to say he's pulled right back up to him. As I was talking, I went ahead and looked over to my right to look at my timing board. And I was like, wait a second, who was I looking at? And then I noticed, yeah, AJ Green right up on that back bumper of him right again.
He has indeed pulled up, Chris. We'll see if this 97 can get it done this time. Oh, he hit the wall a little bit there.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's having a little bit of issue with the pass here. That 97 has shown speed. A little bit of incidents these past couple weeks, just some unfortunate turn of events, but it's been a good run from him so far. Look at that, Chris. 3 Lucas Nilges. Michelob Ultra. He's going to make that pass to the inside. See if he can make it stick here. Oh, that audio pop for me so loud. That was scary.
As you're having to see him get out of the gas, he's just not able to make it stick on that inside lane. So turns 3 and 4, it's starting to look like the inside lane is not where you want to go. Oh, big bump there.
He's going to try to go low here. He's going to try to go low here. He's going to try to open it up down the back stretch. He's going to have the draft. Oh, he's going to have it. He's going to have it. Here comes the big drive to the inside. It's a good race right here for this 8th position. 7th position, excuse me.
Yeah, Kip Easley.
That's going to be all 3 right there. That's going to be all 3 of Matthew Fitz, Lucas Nilges.
Yeah, Kip Easley.
8 might have a big run back, though. And they're going to be too wide, Chris. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say Kip Easley is trying his best to do everything to hang on to this position. You know, he was trying his best to hang on to it with Matthew Fitz, and, you know, he just decided to go ahead and give it up, and it looks like the 3 is going to get out of the gas. That's going to open up the door and make Lucas Nilges the 8 of Kip Easley do a crossover. Let's see if he tries to stick it on the inside. Looks like he's not. Maybe just going to file in here and say, all right, I'm done eating these tires up. I'll just wait for my opportunity.
Yeah, it's definitely not going Kip Easley's way right now. He's been bullied by like 3 drivers here for like the last 20 laps. It's just been unfortunate for him. He's been having to get pretty much beat up while he's trying to have to serve on these tires. So, way to hang on to it. Man, Chris, I got to say, not trying to jinx anybody with these old tires, but we've had a pretty good run here so far.
Right. I mean, I was going to say, you know, we've only had a couple of spins. Jimmy Barr had an issue not too far into the race, and then we saw Jeremy Zarfos had that spin going into turns 1 and 2. So really, we've only had a couple of drivers get around here so far that I've seen. Haven't seen any of the drivers in the back that, you know, that wouldn't be in the camera shot whenever they went around. If I didn't see that, then I do apologize. But do see a lot of drivers getting stacked up here. Colin Forrester doing some passing, then getting passed, and doing some more passing. This looks like Brick Swope trying to fight him for that 12th position.
57's always got some really clean cars.
I will say he does.
I mean, he does have a soap car right now, I think. So. Not trying to be all punny, but always got some great. Oh, 3 wide here? No way they're going to make this stick. William Brown said, move out of my way, son. Door's stuck. And went past 3 wide, Chris. What a move.
Yeah, that
Only
was.
gamers are going to get that reference.
Yeah, I was going to say nobody's going to get that reference unless
Only gamers are going to get that reference.
Yes, I was going to say nobody's going to get that reference. But oh, look at that! Brick Swope still trying to battle with William Brown. Excuse me. It's right now. I see AJ Green is putting the door to David Smill. So let's see if AJ Green can make it stick for that 3rd position.
All these drivers are definitely racing.
Oh, I see
super
Kyler
hard right
McCarthy
now.
has crashed. At least might have went around. We'll go back and see here just what happened with Kyler McCarthy.
This is at lap 42. Oh, yeah. Gonna keep it off the wall, though. So. Did you see the way it looked like the race car unsettled very awkwardly? Almost like he glitched. It looked weird. Or
Yeah.
was that just me that saw it like that?
It didn't look right.
It's almost like the race car in the rear hit like a lifted pixel or a weird clipping point in the track. I mean, maybe he got loose and just from that camera angle it looks abnormal. I'm sure he might have spun the rears up. That's what it looked like. Just spun the rears up a little bit too much and just slid down the racetrack. But way to lock her down, and I mean, he's down to what, 11th? Not where you want to be, but better than being out of this race. See what I mean by, look how weird the bumps look. Maybe it's just because we're in the spectator camera, but those bumps look so abnormal right now.
I will say, this track is really, really bumpy.
Yeah.
This track is extremely bumpy, especially down there on that bottom lane. I noticed that was why I was telling you whenever we were racing it to stay away from the bottom, as it looks like Colin Forrester down pit lane. Going to be your first driver to elect to come down pit lane here at lap 45. So we'll see if he's going to go ahead and just take those tires and fuel and start trying to make up some track time. As we're going to ride on.
These drivers are doing an excellent job right now, Chris. Yeah, as I was about to say, look at that. He's catching up to Patrick Inter, so we're finally catching lap traffic here at lap 46, which honestly is a lot quicker than I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly that 81 can get around this lap traffic, or if they're going to fight for that position and hope that somebody does go around here. As Ken Baum Jr. is now 5 seconds off of Joshua Susie, and then AJ Green is about 3 seconds off of Ken Baum. So right now there's a little bit of a gap between them, but you see David Smill is right behind AJ Green, still trying to claw for that third position. And then you see Matthew Fitz, Lucas Nilge's Kip Easley, who's fallen back to that 7th position. Still trying to hang on to that 3 of Lucas Nilge's, your second place finisher last week, as it looks like Brett Strickler having a little bit of an issue coming out of turn 2. I mean, they are on turn 2 terribles.
As we'll see back on board here. Obviously, he was able to get past Patrick Ginter very easily. Chris will see how he'll get past the 61 of Don DeGrit. Looks like that up and smoke driver just going to take it to the outside lane. And gentlemen, we let that 81 of Josh Susie by. And this is the point where if you're Josh Susie, you're really starting to enjoy this long run. Especially if you can keep going green here, Chris. These long runs where you start passing lap traffic, you just start putting time on the drivers behind you. Getting through this lap traffic so easy as the leader. When second, third, fourth, and all that starts rolling up, I mean, it's not that these guys don't respect lap cars, or, you know, the leaders, or the, you know what I mean, the lead lappers, I should say, but it gets a little bit harder to pass once you get down the order. You know that, Chris.
Yeah,
so it's one of those things. You can be running right behind the leader, and they'll let the leader by with flying colors, and then you're going to get blocked, and you're not going to get by. So it's difficult sometimes.
Dylan Hastings down pit lane.
Yeah, the one up and smoke driver going to come down pit road. Looks like he missed his stall.
Yeah, he's going to have to back it up.
I think he was too far to the left, yeah.
Yeah, they were able to pick him up, though. Even though he was turned half sideways, but doesn't matter. As long as the guys can get under the car, it doesn't matter. It looks like Josh Susie, maybe getting up against the wall there a little bit. Doesn't look he's got any damage on it, so maybe it's just that camera perspective. Man, he was right up against that wall coming out of turn 4. But like I said,
NASCAR also, what I love, Chris, is you can pit backwards.
Yeah, you can.
It's one of my favorite things.
Who was it that had to pit backwards? I can't remember who did that.
Dude, I've seen Cole Custer do it. I've seen so many people do it. Heck, it happens at least once or twice, maybe 3 times a year.
Whoa, is Susie getting a little loose coming out of turn 4? He's got now about a 4.5 second gap between him and Ken Baum. AJ Green's got about a
He's
3
got
second
a
gap
5.5
between him.
second gap.
Oh, Lucas Nilge's down pit lane.
That's going to be our highest position coming down pit road so far, Chris.
Yeah, so we'll see when these guys are going to start coming down pit lane now. We know that Josh Susi stays out very long on these short tracks. He can stay out for very long stints, and sometimes you go, man, what is he doing? And then the next thing you know, he's right back up in there in the lead, and you're like, what in the world is going on? But Josh Susi, he's still out there chugging, like I said, I might have misspoke, Josh. He's got a 5.5 second gap between him and Ken Baum, so still out there passing cars right now. See if Andrew May lets him get around as easy. Doesn't look like he's going to give him up the position. It's like, hey, man, you're going to have to work for this.
It's another thing is you get up the order in lapping cars, it also gets harder to pass them as the leader.
Because they don't want to go a lap down.
Hey, this is my race, man. If the caution comes out and I'm a lap down, and then you get the guy in front of me too, I'm screwed. So it's like,
yeah.
I'm racing you. I am racing you with my life.
So it looks like Susi going to make a big drive in there. But go ahead, Josh.
So it also just looks like Susi doesn't maybe have the tires to maybe fully put the run that he wants to together. I mean, the 22 is just putting the car in the right spot. It looks like the 81 is really starting to work on him now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I noticed that the high lane here, normally you don't run it at New Hampshire. If you're driving in the trucks or the Xfinity, you want to drive that low lane. But I've noticed here, the last couple of laps that I was running, the high lane really felt like it was the place to be. And Andrew Mays is really putting it up there in that top lane. It's making it hard for Susi to get that run down there on that bottom lane. It looks like maybe Andrew May is going to go ahead and let it go. As the 91 there, Brody Green, also going to go ahead and pull it down the track. Say, all right, man, I'm just going to let you go. It looks like right now, Curtis Kelly and Matthew Fitz are your closest battle on track.
Lucas Nilge's on those new tires, man.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference there.
Yeah, just wait until they get down into 3 and 4 here and watch how much farther he's going to drive it in.
Whoa, big block there from Curtis Kelly.
Oh, they're going to wreck.
Contact. They're going to save it. Man, Lucas Nilge's just like, I will go ahead and get past all this.
Yeah, you want to get past that instantly if you're that 3 of Lucas Nilge's.
Especially being a lap down, you want to get past him as fast as you can.
Hey, it's time to do boot, scoot, and boogie, my friend.
As Jeremy Zarfo's down pit lane. So I want to say he's not a lap down.
Who?
Lucas Nilge's. I'm going to go through and...
He's a lap down to the leader.
Just checking. Yeah, you
Unless
are correct.
He just got around
Brody Green is currently your last driver off of the lead lap. So Lucas Nilge's is the second driver off the lead lap.
Ooh, Susi is getting loose.
Yeah, I was going to say, Susi is getting very loose.
We might see some drivers come down from tires here soon.
Yeah, as I say, Ken Baum, but the gap is now 6 seconds between Ken Baum and Josh Susi. So he's still making something work with those tires, but, you know, I'm just starting to wonder how long it's going to take for these guys to start coming down pit lane. As we see the 61 there, Don DeGroot starting to make a pass, getting his at least one lap back. Let's see if he can make this pass stick going down. He did come down at lap 49, so he is on better tires, so he's going to at least get one lap back for himself.
You know, the thing about it is, Chris, is these Nitro guys are known to be able to stay out for a very long time.
They are. I was saying that earlier. Sometimes he can stay out freakishly long. It makes me sit and scratch my head going, man, what is going on here? They are staying out a lot longer than they should.
Staying out a lot longer than most people could is Really, it's insane. They've got something going on in the nitro setups, man. They just make them wicked fast because look at that. Kittenbaum Jr. has not put like I don't even think a tenth of a second on Josh Susi in about 30 laps. So I mean I wouldn't say 30 laps, probably about 15, 20. I mean it's been a lot. Oops, sorry about that.
Guys, we're just going to kind of cycle back here through the field. You see AJ Green right now. He's got, that's the 29 of Jeremy Zarfos on his back bumper, but Jeremy Zarfos is a lap down. Whoa, it looks like he was going to give him the bumper there for a second, but he did back out of it. But the 97 AJ Green getting a little loose. We know he's had some unfortunate turn of events here these last couple of races, so this is something that he does not want going his way. It looks like Colin Forster is out of the race. That 99 machine just decided to go ahead and park it.
Well, yeah, it says he dropped due to upload packet loss.
That's
so must have
unfortunate.
had some internet issues.
Yeah, speaking of internet issues, we know Robbie Bice did have some internet issues. So if you're watching on your cell phone, Robbie, we love you. We hope everything's good.
I keep hearing sounds of cars hitting the wall, so there must be a lot of guys getting on the walls here. I'm just really wondering when everybody is going to come down again. We've seen some people come down at 50, so it looks like Andrew May is coming down right now at 63.
So I'm wondering if they're going to try to stretch it out at least 275. That would be halfway. That way they could give themselves some safety tires. You know, if we have a caution here late in the race, they could come down, take a set of tires, and still have, you know, 2 sets of tires still sitting in the pits. So wondering if that's something that these drivers are thinking about. They're more worried about, you know, staying out as long as they can and saving these tires for as long as they can, or if it's just they know they have the fuel. You know, because that's the one thing about these cars that I don't really know is the fuel consumption and how many laps they can go on a, you know, a fuel stint. But man, that's why I need to start driving them so that way I can just get out there and, you know, figure out that stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a single clue when it comes to the Gen 7 cars tire capacity and wear, you know, limits. It looks like Kip Easley down pit road, Chris. I'm starting to understand that. It seems like you can go a really long time on these things. You know, I feel like with the older generations, maybe Gen 6, heck, man, you'd be having to pit. It felt like you wanted to pit every 10 laps of those cars.
Yeah, it felt like it was an every 30 lap ordeal. Like you were coming down pit lane every 30 laps. Brett Strickler down pit lane. So we're seeing a lot of drivers start to commit to that pit lane. We'll see how long these drivers up in front decide to stay out. Ken Baum Jr. now has got Josh Susi's got a 7-second gap now to Ken Baum. So I'm wondering if Ken Baum is starting to get into some of this lap traffic that Susi was getting into, and it's starting to slow him up, as I don't see anybody around him right now. But AJ Green is slowly starting to creep back up into that picture. It was about a 4-second gap. Now it's about a 2-second gap, Josh. So AJ Green is starting to peek his head back up into this picture, trying to get into that second place position.
Whoa. Looks like the 71 right there, and the 69 almost made a little bit of contact.
As we'll see, the Ada Kip Easley on those fresher tires, getting around the 69 of Matthew Fitz, and then also Andrew May is on fresher tires. We'll see him try to get around that 69. Looks like he's not going to go ahead and try to get around him just this time. We see that Ada Kip Easley driving it in there really hard. This is the 71 of Curtis Kelly right there in front of him. So Matthew Fitz trying to take over this 4th position from Curtis Kelly. See if he has what it takes to make it stick, though.
And Josh Susi is putting even more time now on Ken Baum. 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, as I'm noticing the speeds is Josh Susi is sometimes getting all the way down to 75 miles an hour, while everybody else is getting down to about 80. So I'm seeing Susi slow down just a little bit more than everybody else. But you know, the old saying is slower is faster sometimes. I mean, Susie is slowing it down a lot, so we could see if maybe this is the strategy for him. So see if he, nope, didn't get it down below 85 that time. So maybe just going on a little bit of conserve, or he heard me start talking about it, was like, oh, I just got to start picking it up now.
Oh yeah, he's moving, man. As it could be, because Ken Baum doesn't look like he doesn't have lap traffic actually behind him. AJ Green's pulling back up.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's now almost got it to a second.
So we'll see. We were talking about maybe they're trying to make it halfway point and then they'll pit. We'll see if these guys decide to come down pit road here. But heck, if it's the Nitro drivers, I don't expect them to come down pit road ever. These guys stay out forever, man. So we'll see. Excuse me, how they're able to do. As we go close here to this halfway point, Chris, I mean, what else have these guys got left for us here? Really, on these set of tires.
Yeah,
William Brown, he's rolling up behind that. That is the 12 of Jimmy Barr, right? Yeah,
yes.
He is sitting in 20 position. So that is not a race 4 position right there.
I was going to say, it looks like William Brown got a little slowed up more than he wanted to, as it looks like Jimmy Barr might have got on the brakes, might have got a little loose coming out of turn 2. But I noticed William Brown did get slowed down there a lot. But I'm looking at right now, your current battles on track. Ken Baum is really the only person that's starting to become under attack by that 97 of AJ Green. So AJ Green might be able to make this pass for second place here. We'll see if he can make it stick, or if that 91 of Brody Green has anything to say about it.
Oh, AJ's there, but where that 91 is probably not helping him. So AJ Green and Brody Green, we'll see what's going to go on here. Hey, isn't the legend Matthew Fitz? No, he's pretty
Whoa!
Oh, whoa!
So I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, neither do I.
As we're going to back it up there, see, I don't have a marker or anything. Oh, it looks like AJ Green might have got loose. It looks like
he did.
Looks like he might have tried to whip out, and then the car just did not want to go the way he wanted it to.
Ken Baum went down pit road. Does Ken Baum take damage here?
Yeah, look at
exactly what happened. He got loose.
Yeah, you can see it right there. That counter steer tells it all.
He went to go turn down the track and try to go to the inside, and it just got loose. Car wasn't fully settled. I think Ken Baum might have taken damage. Yeah, AJ sounded deflected too. I had driver chat on there in the replay.
Yeah, as you
Looks
saw.
like Curtis Kelly, Matthew Fitz, William Brown going to come down pit road as well, Chris.
Yeah. As you said, you know, that's something you're going to probably hear AJ Green feel really bad about. You know, he didn't do that on purpose. As we went on board with him and saw it, you know, he just saw Ken Baum get a little loose, or maybe have to check up, and he went to go around him, and the next thing he knows, the car just got loose out from under him. He tried to counter steer it to get it away from him, but just, you know, really nothing he could do about that. Unfortunate turn of events.
Yeah, it really stinks for both of those guys, for real. I mean, AJ Green's going to kind of get the lucky end of the stick there, but you hate it, man. You just hate it. These things happen at a short track, or I should say. I mean, that just stinks, man. That was a good run that they had going there for both of them. Just see if Ken Baum's going to be able to get back into it, but right now he's sitting in 18th. It's going to be a big climb back up for him.
Yeah, David Smill down pit lane. Briggs Swopes right now hitting his pit stall. No, on his way out right now, excuse me. So right now it is a Nitro 1, 2, 3. As I say that, Lucas Nilges did take over the third position. So on those fresher tires, well, on lap 51 tires, excuse me, that 3 machine did assume that third position. Man, unfortunate there for that 2 machine of Ken Baum. He's going to really have to claw his way back now. I mean, he can do it. I've seen drivers do a lot better, a lot worse things. So he can. I definitely see Ken Baum. He can make it up if he really tries.
A caution or two would really go a long way for him once he gets back on the lead lap here. Or actually, never mind. They'll just take a waiver. I don't know why I act like that, but he could definitely go for a caution or two for sure.
Yeah, Brody Green down pit lane. See that 57, the Briggs Swope starting to pull up to that 81, trying to get that lap back. He's going to take that inside lane. He's going to say, "Thank you very much, sir. I will take that lap back."
I'm just convinced that Josh Susie could go this whole race at this point.
I mean,
these guys are always just on it, man, with their setups.
I mean, like I said, Josh, I've seen things come out of worse. I'm just wondering when that 81 machine is going to decide to bring it down pit lane. Kyler McCarthy, though, has clawed his way back up. Now he's in that second position. You see, but he has also not come down pit lane. Lucas Nilges on those fresher tires. Excuse me, I say fresher. The first pit stop tires that he took at lap 51. He's currently sitting in that third spot, but how long can he hold on to that spot? He's got Chad Engel, who has also not come down pit lane, in that fourth spot. Then Kip Easley now taking over that fourth spot. You see that 35 washing all the way up to the top of the track. So he's starting to see those tires are not going the way he wants them to go. Kip Easley. As I say that, Josh Susie down pit lane.
And here comes the 81, so let's see. This is going to open up the rest of the field, I'm sure. Colin McCarthy just called over the radio coming down pit road.
That 24 going ahead, waving that virtual hand out the window. Going to go ahead and pull it down pit lane. We'll see if this opens up the door for everybody else. At least maybe a couple of drivers could get those laps back. Josh Susie still down pit lane. I see about 14 seconds is the normal time. Lucas Nilges did just assume the lead. Kip Easley in second. Let's see what drivers can get their laps back. It looks like Ken Baum did get his lap back. I see a lot of drivers still working their way around. Kyler McCarthy still down pit lane. It looks like Chad Engel down pit lane as well. So right now, everybody's come down pit lane, but Lucas Nilges, like I said, come down lap 51. Kip Easley down lap 64. So 20 lap old tires for Kip Easley. And almost 33 lap old tires for Lucas Nilges. Brett Strickler did come down at lap 65, so almost 20 lap old tires for him. But Josh Susie is on the fresher tires right now, so we'll see him get around at least to his dad, Ken Baum. Oh, no, he's going to go another lap down, so Ken Baum going to lose that lap that he just got back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Ken Baum, man. He was thinking, now there's the 81, but not in the way you want to see him, really. Unfortunate for him going from second all the way back here, Chris, to that 16th spot after the contact with that 97 AJ Green. Speaking of, AJ Green is back there. Now only 3 seconds away from Susie, but Susie's on a little bit fresher tires, so we should see him still be able to maintain this lead. If we stay green here for the rest of the way, Chris, I think Josh Susie's got the car to beat here in the long runs.
Yeah, if I was, if I was that too, a Ken Baum, I would just kind of go in a conserve mode right now. I wouldn't even really try to catch the 81 because you know that he's going to get slower eventually. So I would save some of my tires and then just, use that up, try to make up as much speed as I can, because when he starts slowing down, he could possibly get that lap back and we could have a caution here you know, late in the race, and that could save him.
It could. You see the 3 of Lucas Nilges. He is your leader currently, but he is yet to come down pit road. Actually, yeah, he did come down at lap 51. Excuse me. I was having to scroll through my timer there and find it, and then I couldn't find it with all the numbers and stuff. But yeah, he came down at lap 51 too. He doesn't have a, you know, beginning of the race tires, but he still is on what, 37 lap old tires this time by, Chris. So some old tires for Lucas Nilges, and he's gonna get into the wall right there. And he's got Susie pulling up on him like crazy, as you see Kip Easley under pressure for him now there behind you.
Yeah, so Josh Susie is starting to put the Jaws music theme track on right now, saying, I'm coming back for the lead, boys, as you see him working that inside of Kip Easley. Let's see if Kip Easley, oh, Don DeGroot's going to be, oh, door bang there for the 81 possibly. Is Kip Easley going to back out of it and just say, all right, man, all right, I'm not going to fight you? As you see Don DeGroot just dive it down there. Everyone was like, all right, man, all right. You're good, you can have it. I see him now pulling up to the back bumper of the 3 of Lucas Nilges.
He's going to make that pass like, it's not even going to be an effort for Susie.
Yeah, Susie just driving right past him. Going to go ahead and say, thank you very much. I will take the lead back. See if Susie puts it on cruise control, because at this point, Josh, he could make it to the very end.
Yeah,
but that's
man,
all I saw.
Really
somebody get loose. Sorry about that.
You really could make it to the end there, Chris. You're not wrong. I mean,
they made it past halfway on the tires and fuel that they had. So if this goes green, that 81 could make it all the way on the tires.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting, Chris. I think it's going to be more or less a battle for second place tonight with the way Josh Susie is driving this racetrack so far.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, AJ Green right now, he's on the fresher tires out of the top 5. So I could see AJ Green starting to work his way back up here into the picture. He has got about a 4-second gap between him and that 8 of Kip Easley. But Kip Easley is trying to hang on. He has fresher tires than that 51, so that 3 machine, so he could get up here in front of him and take over that second position.
As we're seeing Kip Easley just really try to make his way. This is how it's been every time we watch Kip, man. He's been busting his butt off going to the bottom lane, top lane, but he's not able to make it stick. I think he does have a little bit fresher tires than this Lucas Nilges machine. Yeah, 13 lap fresher. He pitted at 64, so still on some older tires, but not sure if they're old enough to really be evened out with that 3, but it looks like that 3's holding his own very well. Right on the quarter panel here with him.
Yeah, the Ryland Greer cam.
Looks like he just had that drive in by a country mile. Maybe not. Nilges right there behind him. But you see a little bit of damage there to the right front of that 3 machine, but looks like Kip Easley is going to be your second place sitter right now. It looks like that's the...
It's Patrick Ginter, the 6 of Patrick Ginter.
Oh, that is Patrick Ginter, okay.
Yeah, it looks like
Brown back up there?
I said it does look like he did have an off track, so he might have got loose and went down into the grass coming out of turn 2. See the 35 of Chad Ingalls there battling with Patrick Ginter, trying to stay that lucky dog. Is that 35? Ken Baum just falling off. Unfortunate night for Ken Baum.
And, you know, it's one of those things that he's been having a little bit of unfortunate turn of events these last couple times, or sometimes, Chris, and it's one of those things that he was on a great run here tonight again, and it's unfortunate, man, and you got to hate it for, you know, the 2 machine he was running well. He's been pretty much hanging out in that second place all night, and then as soon as he gets a little bit of action going his way, AJ Green gets loose trying to make the pass stick, and it looks like we've got a big race right here between that 38 of Brett Strickler, that 71 of Curtis Kelly. And you see that 27 of David Smill, who ran second place pretty much all night until he fell back. We'll see how he's able to maybe dispose of these two drivers and make his way back up. He's got speed to show it, but it looks like Curtis Kelly right now is showing that he's found some speed.
Yeah,
He's moved himself up into that 5th position, Chris.
I was going to say, Curtis Kelly is really showing some speed out here tonight. We did see him run up into the top 5 here early on. Now he's moved himself back up into the top 5. But like you said, Josh, David Smill in that 27 Nitro machine not wanting to give up that track position. He's wanting to get back up here. He's wanting to get back up there and start. Yeah, as I say, Brett Strickler getting really loose back there. But he's wanting to get back up here and try to battle it out with his teammate Josh Susi. We know David Smill loves to have that battle. He's got that battle mentality, so he loves to get up there and battle with his teammates. So right now, Kip Easley has got about a almost 7-second gap between him and Josh Susi. So Susi is just really taken over the lead and said, all right, man, I'm just going to put this on cruise control, and I'll see you guys at the finish.
Man, these last 57 laps for him, Chris, are going to feel like an eternity.
Really. They really are. And then you start seeing him, right now.
57, 52. Man, I am all over the place with my talking tonight.
So we're right on board here with Josh Susi, just so that way we can hear what's going on with him. You hear him downshift there to 3rd. Just kind of riding that middle lane in turns 3 and 4. You see him getting out. Just a little bit of a wobble there, but nothing uncontrollable. Shifted up to 4th. Do not go up to 5th. You see a downshift there at about that 3rd marker. So he's running about the same as I heard everybody else talking in the chat earlier that I was listening to. So see him running a really good line there. Just deciding that he's going to run that middle lane, but that downshifting into the corner, that's really where you're seeing these drivers get a lot of their able to hold it. You don't want to go in there in 4th gear, as I was doing. I wasn't downshifting for the first half of my driving. Then the second half, I started downshifting, and I was like, okay, that's where it's at. You have to downshift, but you don't go into 5th. Lucas Nilge's down pit lane. So he's going to go ahead and surrender that 3rd place position to AJ Green, but he was on lap 51 tires, so just going to go ahead and say, all right, man, I'm done battling on these old hunks of junk. I'm going to go ahead and pull it down pit lane.
Hunks of junks.
Yep.
And Chris, looks like we do have 50 laps to go. Coming to 49 to go this time by. Josh Susi has done an excellent job here. In 101 laps, I think he's led the whole thing so far. Besides, no, that's not the whole thing so far. He did not lead a couple there under the pit stop cycles, but working his way back up into 2nd place, Chris, AJ Green.
Yeah, I was going to say, AJ Green making the pass for 2nd. We know Kip Easley's not wanting to give up any more positions. We see Curtis Kelly about 2 seconds off of him.
We got David Smill pulling up behind him.
I was going to say, David Smill also starting to pull up behind everybody else. So, man, Curtis Kelly is going to try to hold on to this 4th position as long as he can. But Kip Easley is going to try to hold on to this 3rd position as long as he can. But that 4th position, Curtis Kelly is starting to really pull up in that rear view. He's got about a 2-second gap between him and Kip right now. So we'll see if Curtis Kelly can make something work under that car. But he's got a couple of lap cars he's got to get past before he can get to Kip.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for him to definitely get up there and try to work for this 3rd position, Chris, especially with David Smith Jr. only 0.6 of a second behind him, right there behind that 3 machine. If he can catch him, and it looks like it's going to get a little bit easier for him to catch him, because that 3 of Lucas Nilge on those fresher tires is going to just blow by him right here.
Oh, we're 3 wide down the backstretch.
Yeah, that's going to allow this 27 of David Smith to really pull up. And just in that one corner, he went from 0.6 down the back straightaway. He's now 0.3, and he's got to be on the back bumper there, that 71, so could be seeing a new 4th place runner here, Chris. And the last guy making that charge for the podium.
Oh, David Smill.
We do have 46 laps to go.
Say, it looks like he was all over the door there of that too, of Ken Baum. It's unfortunate. I still feel bad for Ken Baum. I know, you know, AJ Green didn't do it, you know, on purpose. We did see it. Just, you know, it's one of those things where it's just kind of like a gut punch. You know, you're just like, man, I was doing really good, and just something like that happened. I feel bad for that 2 machine right now.
Yeah, for sure. That 2 machine just unfortunate for him, man. It's not like he was trying to do anything. He was just driving, man. Next thing you know, you're caught up in the mess. But they were 3 wide when that happened, correct? So I think it was one of those things that's bound to happen at that point.
As you see the 3 machine, Lucas Nilge's trying to claw back and get one of those laps back. Or excuse me, get his lap back. As you see him get around Kip Easley. Now between Kip Easley is that 61 of Don DeGroot. Curtis Kelly is trying to claw his way up here. He's now got the gap down to 1 3/10. But Josh, like you were saying, David Smill is all over that back bumper of that 71. So
yeah,
we could be having a battle for 3rd position here in not too long.
71 put a little bit of a stiff arm to him. I mean, Curtis Kelly was under a lot of pressure there, and he's regained about a tenth, almost 2/10 of time back to that David Smill machine. So he's not out of the fight. But they are starting to catch Kip Easley as well, Chris. So close to just being a second down instead of a second and a half. So they're moving up. As long as they play nice here and nobody gets out of shape, both of these guys can go up here and possibly race through this 3rd position.
Yes, about 2 laps ago, they were almost a 3-second gap. I want to say it was like 2 7/10 was the gap. So now you've seen they've got it down to about a second to Kip Easley. So those lap 64 tires are starting to rear their ugly heads here, as you've got Curtis Kelly on lap 75 tires and then David Smill on lap 77. So those 11 and 13 lap older tires or newer tires are starting to get up there and show Kip Easley, man, it's not a good time to be out on the track with these older tires.
You're right, Chris. These old tires are going to definitely get passed up. They're going to get pushed out of the way, and it's almost like
it's under a second now.
It is under a second. It's almost unfair, though, when you're on old tires out there, how much you can just get pushed around. And the only thing separating them, Chris, is Don DeGroot.
Right. Don DeGroot is right now currently the only thing separating that 8 machine, and he's looking up in that rear view. I know Kip's looking up in the rear view going, come on, Don, just block him, just block him, just block him.
I mean, it is an up-in-smoke teammate, so he might make it a little bit harder to pass, Chris.
I was going to say, that's why I was saying, come on, Don, you got to block him. To see if Don DeGroot...
He is going to use that part of the racetrack. He might not go out there and flat-out block him, but he's going to make that race car a lot wider than most stock cars should be.
As I say that...
Here, though. Well, he's going back and just trying not to let him draft, Chris. And he's going to take that middle lane.
See if he pushes
Watch
up.
up here on exit of 3 and 4.
Yeah, this is a good battle here.
He's just not giving them the draft. But he's going to give it to him there.
Yeah,
Will back out. I was going to say, Don is usually a gentleman when he does have cars coming to pass him like that.
Yeah, I will say I noticed he's not. He doesn't really press the issue too much. Which, you know, hey.
I tried to make it hard for him, but hey, I ain't trying to make it too hard for him now. I don't want them to wreck me now.
Yeah, I don't want to cause any issues. That's me. I'm that kind of racer. I'm like, all right, I will fight you for as long as I can. But once I see you've got the best, I'm done. I will back out and get out of the way. But if I've got a teammate around me, I'm going to do everything I possibly can. If I know, like, if I'm a lap down, Excuse me, what?
Sorry, Chris. I was saying the 71 washed up. I didn't think I said that out loud.
Is David Smill into the wall there?
Yeah, he saw that 71 get loose going into corner or tight. He washed up super hard. 27's trying to take advantage of that, but it looks like 71's recovered. And he's still rolling, but they haven't pulled it right up to Kip Easley after Don DeGroot let him by. So it's one of those things of who's going to pass for third.
Ooh.
That's a big drive in there from David Smith. We'll see if he's going to be able to make a run here down the back straightaway. That 71 looks like he's about to be working on the 8 himself here, Chris.
He's riding on board here with Kip Easley. We'll see it from his rear perspective. This is pretty much what he sees in his rear view. You can see a lot of the rear view now. I know these cars have a better rear view mirror than all the other ones. So he's able to see a lot better in that rear view, but he can see those cars are not that far away from him. He definitely doesn't like seeing that view. So Curtis Kelly looks like he's making a move to the inside. See if he has to back out.
Oh, he's got the run. He's got the run. Smill's going to follow him.
Let's see if Kip runs this outside lane, and maybe if he just runs it.
He's got the tires anymore.
He's going to maybe keep Smill on the quarter panel. He's going to slow Smill down. Going in here to turn 1, he's not going to have the tires. He's going to have to back out.
13 laps before those guys. So.
Yeah. Hey, hats off to him. He tried his best to hang on to him. He had Smill. It was like I always say, the best way to imagine that quarter panel draft is, reaching out and just grabbing onto their car and not letting them go anywhere. It's like, and then you're matching your speed. It's the best way to explain it. And he tried to do it as best he could, but David Smill just has the better tires. He was able to get into the corner a lot faster. So you see Curtis Kelly going to go ahead and assume that third place. David Smill going to move himself up into fourth.
I was going to say, don't sign your will and testament just yet, Chris. It looks like Andrew May's getting loose up there. This race is one caution away.
Curtis Kelly was in the wall. Curtis Kelly was in the wall. It's going to open up the door for David Smill. Sorry, I'm just kind of watching what's going on right here. As Josh Susi has got a pretty much a gigantic lead. Whoa!
One of Dylan Hastings like, not where I want to be, not where I want to be. Don't want to wreck that guy. Just trying to get a big run here.
Whoa! Is Kip Beasley getting a little loose back there? He was able to save it though.
27 to 71, look like they quarter panel fender banged and down the back straightaway.
We're going to take it 3 wide out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway, we are 3 wide. Let's see. It looks like David Smill going to back out early. Say, no, man, we're not good. We're not doing this. Is that one of Dylan Hastings is on fresher tires right now. He did come down at lap 95, so you're going to see him be able to outdrive.
This is hurting 27 so hard.
Yeah, all that momentum that he made up, he's starting to lose now. As we're right back up here on board with that 97 to AJ Green, we see he's got about a 4-second gap between him and Curtis Kelly, who's you saw battling, and then about 12.5 seconds out in front of him is Josh Susi. So Susi has just kind of left. He is up in the front and said, all right, man, I'm just going to take off with this one. I'll see you guys later. You see last week's race winner there, Kyler McCarthy, about to go a lap down.
Did Curtis Kelly get passed by the lapper of Dylan Hastings? He did. Oh, big drive in from Smill as well.
Yes, so Smill's able to make up that little bit of time that he lost, but these lap cars are really going to start playing a factor in to whether or not that 27 is going to be able to hang on to Curtis Kelly. If Curtis Kelly and Smill can get past him, that's fine. But if Kelly can get past him and then Smill can't get past him, just like what's going on here. Oh, you see, pull up to the door just to do the draft. He timed it perfect.
He ran as hard as he could on corner exit, sucked right up to the back bumper and did that last second pass. Almost like those Nissan Altimas in traffic.
Well, you see the 22 getting a little loose out of quarter exit. So I'm doing a little bit of wobble. So that's why, if you're wondering why we're not watching AJ Green or Josh Susi, they've just kind of checked out and in their own area code right now, racing around traffic. But right now, your current battle, your current battle for position is David Smill and Curtis Kelly.
And is your highest Battle 4 position, Chris. And it looks like it might start to be fading off that run. You really have to think that the one of Dylan Hastings coming up to pass these guys and get back on his lead lap between them really, really hurt him. I mean, he had the run there. He had the pass pretty much made and then just lost it. Not that he had the pass made. Anything could have happened going in the corner. Heck, he could have saved him for all, Dylan Hastings passing and Dylan momentum a little bit of that David Smill could have made it, not get caught up in a wreck with the 71 or whatever it may be. But it looks like Smill is keeping his head down, though. That's all that matters. And he's trying to recover at least the top 3 here if we go caution-free.
Yeah, well, this time by, it's going to be 25 laps to go. So this is where it's going to be interesting. We're at 26 laps to go right now. So Susie is currently got a 14-second gap to AJ Green. So, like I said, I see this 81 machine. If we stay green for the rest of the race, this 81 machine's not going to come down pit lane one more time. He will not. He will finish the race on this set of tires. And I want to say AJ Green might try to do the same thing. He knows that Susie can go that whole time, so he's got about a 3-second gap between him and Curtis Kelly, but Curtis Kelly is slowly starting to pull up to AJ Green. Whoa, there's a little bit of bobble there for the 71.
And that is going to allow the 27 to pull up that gap just a little bit. Smill is really getting the big drive-ins. He's just losing that speed on corner exit. He's going to drive it off here into 3 and 4. Riding that seam as you see there, he just had to get out of the gas, whereas Curtis Kelly's able to gas her up. So something going on either in the setup that's not allowing him to drive that line the way he wants to. Not sure what it is, but here at lap 127, we'll see if the 27 can get past this 71 by Curtis Kelly.
As I see Kip Beasley now got a lot of lap traffic racing around him. He's just trying to hold on to that 5th position. He's got about a 3-second gap between him and Brett Strickler. So if he can just stay out on these tires, which I don't know if he'll be able to make it, he could possibly take home that 5th position. We see Josh Susie still got a 14 and a half second, 14 and a half second gap between him and AJ Green, and then AJ Green's gap is now under 2 seconds to Curtis Kelly. So Curtis Kelly and David Smill are starting to catch this 97 machine, Josh.
Yeah, they are for sure. With a 3-second gap, man, I mean, it's going to be tough here on these older tires to get it done, but still got 30 laps plus to go, Chris. 31 to be exact this next time by, so.
Yeah, with only 9 cars on the lead lap, a caution would be detrimental for anybody trying to get into that top 10. So right now, like I said, Susie is just kind of in his own area code, just doing his own thing, but Curtis Kelly's still got David Smill, who it looks like he's starting to fall off just a little bit. The gap's opened up to almost a half a second between him and David Smill. So I'm wondering if maybe a little bit of tire degradation is starting to go on in that 27 machine. Him trying to just battle and battle and battle to stay up with that 71 machine.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, Chris. I mean, when you're trying to run on these older tires and you're making an attempt after attempt after attempt, it really does kill the tires. And you see Patrick Ginter getting past him isn't going to help his issue anymore.
Yeah, but we'll see if that 6 machine can get up there and maybe disrupt that 71 just a little bit. I don't see it happening. Well, as you see Andrew May getting a little loose back there in the background, but see Patrick Ginter making a move on the outside. Maybe that that top lane is where he wants to be. Is a little bit of contact there to the wall, maybe.
That's going to allow Andrew May to drop back by, though. Or not Andrew May, Curtis Kelly, my bad, excuse me. drive back up to him.
Yes, it looks like David Smil made up just a little bit of time on Curtis Kelly. Now he's got it down to about 3/10. So maybe that did help him just a little bit. That 71 having to get out of the gas just a little bit on that inside lane. As I'm sorry if my throat is hurting tonight. So don't know if my voice sounds a little weird. If it does, I do apologize. But excuse me, Curtis Kelly is trying his best to hold off David Smil, though. David Smil is trying his best to get around him. As you see a little bit of lap traffic starting to come into play in front of him. Wonder if this is going to help David Smil.
It could. He is starting to pull up once again, Chris. I mean, we keep saying that he has it, he doesn't have it, but he could have it this time if he's reset himself up and found a line that he's comfortable with. This could be one of those things. He could be moving himself up into that third place position. And you would think for someone that started second, this would definitely be the spot he wants to be in, is at least third. But you see right in front of him, Chris, past these three lappers, that's AJ Green second place. So he's definitely not out of this race when it comes to a really, really good finish.
Yeah, Curtis Kelly is seeing a lot of traffic in front of him. I mean, you can see AJ Green up in front of him, like you said, Josh, but man, just a lot of traffic that you got to get past to get up there to him. And it looks like David Smil is going to try to make a move on this outside lane. Let's see if he can make it stick. Nope, he's going to have to back out of it. Let's see, this could give him a big run. Maybe he's just going to tuck up to the back bumper. I'm wondering if this 27 is going to start running a little bit higher of a line. As I say that, he's going to dive it back down to the inside and make a liar out of me.
Ooh, I mean, these guys are battling still, Chris. I still think David Smil Jr.'s got an opportunity. It was definitely there before, when he had the Dylan Hastings moment where he pulled up and unlapped himself. So he had a moment there. We'll see if he's got it here, though. I think, he's battling now. He's blocking that 27. David Smil is really starting to find some success on corner exit now. We'll see what Curtis Kelly can do, as they are too wide, and it looks like they are not going to give an inch to each other.
Yeah, I was just thinking that same thing, Josh. Curtis Kelly is not wanting to give up this position. But David Smil on a good run on that outside lane. Let's see if he can make anything stick. Not wanting to see that 35 up there on that outside lane, though. Caution. Looks like Brett Strickler. Well, well, well.
I'll have to see what happened here. Didn't these guys have contact earlier, though?
I want to say they did. So it looks like he was trying to get it around the corner of the wall and misjudged where the wall was.
I thought he was trying to J-turn it. That stinks, but Chris, this race is wide open now.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of drivers come down pit lane. I'm wondering how many are going to stay out, try to get some semblance of lap back, but don't know if they're going to be able to do it. But yeah, Josh, like you said, this is going to be fun because now we've got your top 10 coming down pit lane. See Susie on his way out already. '71 of Curtis Kelly on his way out. So David Smil going to pull out in fourth, Kip Paisley in fifth, Matthew Fitz in sixth, William Brown in seventh, Kyle McCarthy 8th, Lucas Nilges in 9th, and AJ Green still down pit lane. Wondering if he missed. He is still down pit lane.
You're going to lose his lap right there.
Huh. Wonder if he got a speeding penalty.
Not sure at all. Like a speeding penalty would have already ended by now.
As I'll keep an eye on his pit timer, but we'll go back here while we're under caution. We'll see if we can see maybe a better view from. Whoa. It's right on board here with Matthew Fitz. We'll watch it from his point of view. See if Brett Strickler got loose. Looks like the bump is right there. So it looks like maybe Brett Strickler just got like maybe that little bit of a bump that Fitz gave him. We'll see if we can watch it from his hood view. See right there's, I mean, that was such a subtle bump though, if it was.
Yeah, the bump, and then we have a single file restart right now?
Is it?
Yeah, Cece came over the radio and said, "Why are we single file?" And then Fitz said, "I don't know." He said he's not smart enough to fix it. Matthew Fitz.
Well,
We're going old school.
old school's the best. Green flag's out.
I'm excited to see what David Smith is going to be able to do on these fresh tires now. Kip Easley said, "I'm going for it, son." This has set up a lot of drivers here, Chris, with 8 to go to get a really good finish. And look who's back in it, Chris. William Brown is in 6th position.
Yeah, but we're not going to hold our
After
breath
being
just yet.
disconnected.
Ooh. Big drive in
Fitz
here.
is going for broke. Fitz is going for broke. He said, "Screw it, I'm going for it." He's going for this 3rd place. I mean, he absolutely used up the 8 there.
Yeah, let's see if the 8's going to take it nice.
He's driving it in there, but I don't know, man. I just haven't seen Kip Easley be the mean guy at all this season. He drove it in there hard. He thought about it, but he braked. I can say a lot more patience than me. I'd have ran it right back through Matthew Fitz's back bumper right there, son.
7 laps to go this time by. Josh Susi is not getting away from Curtis Kelly, so Curtis Kelly is really putting the pressure on these tires.
Oh my goodness, and he's got a good run coming out of the corner here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Susi's not doesn't have a good. Whoa! William Brown getting loose coming out of corner.
Sorry, Chris, I'm watching the intervals on my timing so much right now.
I am too. I'm trying to just see who's battling for position. Susi with the fastest lap that time by. Flagman will be giving them the 5 to go.
Next time by.
So right now I'm seeing currently the battle for position is this 5th place. Kip Easley's not wanting to give this position up right now.
Big drive in from Lucas Nilkes. They're going to save it. They're not going to save it. Caution's going to come out here.
Yeah, as we saw a big drive in there from the 3 of Lucas Nilges. Got into the back bumper of that 8 machine. We'll just rewind it old school style because I don't have a marker for it. You see right there, just big drive in there. The 8 just was not expecting that that bump. You thought they were going to get it straightened out there. But I'm wondering if that toe link, the way Lucas Nilge's hit him. Wonder if that toe link broke.
I think he just wasn't able to save it all the way. And he was still kind of loose. But unfortunate for Kip Beasley, man. And I think we do have the double file restarts fixed.
As we're right on board here with Kip Beasley, just watch it from his point of view. As you see up there in the top, you can see that rear view. Just getting on it, get downshifts there, but maybe getting on it because of William Brown and Lucas Nilge just wasn't anticipating it.
Yeah, he tried gassing it back up too soon. You hate it, though. It looks like AJ Green's out of the race.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he had an emergency going outside the sim. We know that can happen a lot. So Dylan Hastings, Ken Baum Jr., Chad Engel, all down pit lane. As Josh, I want to say Ken Baum's back on the lead lap.
He is.
So that two machine's not out of it just yet. And you said the double files were fixed?
Maybe.
Oh, Lord. What are you doing, Fitz?
Hey, he just literally said like 10 seconds ago he didn't set up the session, so don't blame him. So,
okay. Then I won't blame you. I retract my previous statement.
yeah, you better. Yeah, we're going to get a green-white checkered restart or overtime. I didn't know if we were going to go natural green-white checker, but it does look like we are going to go to an overtime finish here.
Patrick Enter, Brody Green down pit lane right now. Josh, this has been an interesting race so far.
It's interesting now, that's for sure. But
yeah.
It does look like I think we're going to go back to single file, Chris.
Well, dang it. Everybody just line up like you're doing double file. Like, you know, don't pass the person, but, you know, just kind of stagger yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like an F1 grid. Like how you're not,
Lights
like...
out and away we go.
Calm down, Murray Walker.
Go, go, go. Alright, we should go back to racing here this time.
Well, this is going to be interesting. If these drivers can keep it straight, we'll see if Susie can pull it out of the hat. Or if Curtis Kelly has anything to say. If Curtis Kelly can time this just right, he could really be battling Susie for that lead. But up 10 positions right now. Curtis Kelly's done a really damn good job tonight.
All right, Chris. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen here. We do have 2 more attempts after this original attempt here, so we'll have 3 in total. We're going attempt number 1 here. It's going to be the 81 of Joshua Susie, 2 of Curtis Kelly, David Smith Jr. That is your 1, 2, and 3. We'll see if Matthew Fitz or those guys from 4th on back can get it done here. We're about to hit the restart zone, and it is green, green, green. And Curtis Kelly looks like he got a little bit better of a restart, but still, great restart there from the 81 of Josh Susie. We'll see if he's going to be able to pull up the...
Diving down into turn 1, it looks like that 71 of Curtis Kelly's trying to apply the pressure as much as he can. He's not letting that 81 get away from him.
He's close.
See a stack up back there in the 9th and 10th position. Well, let's see if David Smill has anything to say. See if Curtis Kelly can drive it in here.
I mean, it's going to have to be an absolutely Hail Mary. He's going to have to, like, send it, but I don't think he's got it, Chris. It would have to be Josh Susie getting loose on corner exit or something to really open up the door for him. And you see the 71 himself driving up high, but out of turn 4, Chris. Seeing the checkered flag here at lap 152. It's going to be Josh Susie taking the win here at New Hampshire. What an absolute great run here from here tonight.
See Curtis Kelly giving the thumbs up. See that teammate of David Smill giving the congratulatory bump.
Great race there from Josh Susie, Chris. He virtually led this whole race.
Yeah, we had a couple of laps there from that 3 of Lucas Nilge's where he did lead. But like you said, Josh Susie pretty much just took this race to the bank.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at what you said, Chris. I had voice chat going. I heard Colin McCarthy say, "You gotta love those nitro wins," and then Fitz came over the radio just booing. So that's what he said. But Susie, man, excellent job from him here tonight. It seems like every week, Chris, he's got a car to beat. I mean, it's just one of those he has to keep the nose clean, and he's pretty much guaranteed a podium here with these past couple races. He has done an excellent job.
And the Polish victory lap to top it off.
Yeah, the best way to celebrate a dub is to go backwards. Oh, Alan Quickie style. As Chris, if you want to get your leaderboards up on the screen, we'll go ahead and go through your finishing grid. Josh Susie clearly won this race, as he is making those victory laps now, with Curtis Kelly finishing second. He started in 12th, made his way into second. Good run there from that 71, Chris, who finally showed a good run here on the ovals and not had a little bit of tragedy. As he picked up the road course win, now he's chilling here in second place. A great job from Curtis Kelly. We'll see David Smill Jr. in third with Matthew Fitz in fourth. William Brown, he's going to make his way back after having some connectivity issues. And 11 positions, fifth place. Great job from William Brown. We'll see Lucas Nilge's in sixth with Kyler McCarthy in seventh. Dylan Hastings going to finish tonight here in eighth with Briggs Swope in ninth. 10th going to go to Kip Easley with 11th to Chad Engel. 12th to Ken Baum Jr. as Brett Stricker going to pick up 13th. Jeremy Zarfos 14th with Patrick Ginter 15th. We'll see Brody Green in that 16th position with Donda Group 17th. Jimmy Barr 18th. AJ Green 19th. Andrew May 20th. Colin Forster is going to round out your field in that 21st position. Head over here to the Discord, and we are just waiting for our winner. Do you want me to just do the interviews backwards, Chris? So we go ahead and bring in third? Or should we? Oh, never mind. I say that. Susie pulls in. Can you get us to a different camera, Chris? It's very hard for me. Very hard for me to hear from this one. I can turn mine down, actually. You know what? I do have control of my own volume. Don't worry. They're blown up anyways. All right, going to go ahead and bring in that 81 of Susie. Have a word with him. Josh with Susie, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, I gotcha.
Man, I was about to say, I can see you guys all out there blowing them up, and gotta say, man, you blew the track up tonight. Absolutely excellent drive. Virtually led the whole race from start to finish, and man, 2 pit stops. Well, they're at the caution there as well, but a little bit of a scare with the late race caution coming out, but able to get some good restarts. And Josh, take us through tonight, man. Absolutely excellent race from the 81 camp tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Track position is pretty important here, but you also got to have a pretty stout car, short run, and especially, when you have like a 135 lap green run, you want to be good on the long run. So, big shout out to the setup, and I did a little tweaking to get it to my style, and it paid off tonight. So, I was pretty happy, to get the pole. I think that's 5 or 6 poles in a row. I don't know what's going on this season, but I think I have like 10 poles out of like 18 races or something like that. I don't want to jinx it, but it's been on fire as far as qualifying goes. And then, just setting the pace early, getting out to a good lead, and then trying to maintain and just be super, super consistent with the lap time. That was key. Not blowing your entries and not letting the rear step out on exit. And So one of the things I love about this track is it's really, as much as you have to race everyone else, it kind of reminds me a lot of Darlington, and we saw how I did there. You got to race the track, and you got to hit your marks. You got to be consistent. I love that challenge. Plus, it's my home track, so I put a lot of extra pressure on myself to perform well here. I was just happy to be able to accomplish that, and I thought we had the right call with staying out a little longer than everyone else, especially with the lead that I had. And once I got behind Kyler, I was just riding. I was still putting time on AJ, just staying behind Kyler, not to put him a lap down in case we did get that caution and make him have to start tail end Charlie behind everybody. Give him a fighting chance to move up from like ninth or 10th or whatever it was. So I didn't want to see the caution, but it happens. And thankfully, I was able to hold on to the lead, even though we had a little kerfuffle with single file restarts for some reason.
Yeah, we did see the old school restarts, but man, you took it the old school way, sis. I mean, you went pretty much like we said all night driving it, and we were saying in the race too. It's one of those things of it seems like the 81, as long as you keep the nose clean or not caught up in any of the mess there, you've pretty much been one of those guys that's guaranteed either a win or a top three this season. So a very very solid camp coming out of you guys. You guys have seen very very well on the setups these past couple races. We know the Nitro guys always seem very good on the setups. But Josh, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, man, anything you want to get out of before we let you get out of here, you can throw them out there, buddy, and we'll let you get on your way and celebrate that race win here tonight at New Hampshire, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, first and foremost, Nitro Setups, the go-to place for all things Cup, Truck, and Xfinity on the official Open Series side of things. So check them out if you need a badass set for the week. Um, Shout out to the teammates. I think most of them are running the changes I made to the set to give it a little more rotation. Glad to see Smeal get a third and Kyler get a seventh when I know he hates this track. And Chad almost got a top 10. So big shout out to them for hanging in there and doing the best they could. And I want to thank everyone that showed up tonight. I know it's not a very popular track, but we had 21 drivers to start. That was good to see. And as always, want to thank you guys for sitting up there and watching us go around in circles like a bunch of bad men. And I hope we put on a good show. And I want to thank my wife for picking me up McDonald's when we were about lap 100. She came back about lap 120, so I got to sit next to me, getting ready to gobble that down. And I can't wait to go back and watch this back tomorrow and see what you all thought of the action.
Heck yeah, man, it was a heck of a race, Josh. Well, we won't keep you any longer, man. Go over there, get that Mickey D's, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your night, bud. And hey, we'll hopefully see you next week and be talking to you again here soon.
We're going to give it a go. Thank you.
Thank you, man. And that was Josh Sushi. Going to go ahead and bring in Curtis Kelly, that second place position. Oh, yeah. You're right. Week after. Next week is July 4th, right? Yeah. Curtis, Kelly, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Gotcha.
Man, oh man, Curtis, what an excellent run from you here tonight. We saw a couple times there in the late run. You were under pressure there from that 27 to David Spill, but overall, able to keep it under you. And man, from 12th position all the way up to second, after it seemed like there early in the run, you weren't having too much success. You turned it around after those pit stops and all those cautions and were able to get a really good run here tonight. Curtis, take us through that. And what do you think helped bridge that success here on a track like New Hampshire?
Well, just start. The cars were definitely a little suicidal tonight. It was hard exits, getting the power down through there. You had to be really patient, which I kind of paid the price for that early on in the race. I think it was like somewhere between lap 5 and 10. Took the road course chicane there on the backstretch, lost a few positions. But at that point, I didn't think we were going to have a great finish, but we kept trucking and really just at that point paid attention to the tires and tried to make them last better than everybody else throughout the run. We made the right pit call this week and took tires at about halfway, I think it was, and that seemed better than the 2-stop on time. 2-stop probably felt a bit better to drive, but the 1-stop got you there at the end. It was just really hard battling the whole time. He put a lot of pressure from David, had to get good entries there and not let him take my line away from me. If he got inside of me a couple times, it was hard to fight back, but I think if it had gone green, I probably would have finished third, and David would have got second from me, but it was just hard-fought, fun racing the whole night. Really proud of the guys for going that long without a yellow.
Oh, yeah, man. You guys put on one hell of a show. I mean, me and Chris up here for a moment thought we weren't going to see any cautions. We were almost baffled by how well you guys ran. But Curtis, we'll get back onto you for just a second. I mean, like you said, it was just one of those races you really dotted all the T's or dotted all the I's, crossed all your T's, got everything really on the mark and hit it right there. So Curtis, I mean, do you think if you guys build off the success, we might be seeing that 71 up here in the podium positions, possibly winning some more races this season?
I think we got a shot to compete for podiums. Win maybe a hard stretch with somebody like Susie in the league. He's got a lot of speed under him, but we're gonna be up there fighting and trying our best.
Heck yeah, man. Well, again, Curtis, it's been a great night from you here tonight, man. It was awesome watching you race. If you got any final words, final thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let you get out of here, we'll let you throw them out there, and we'll get you on your way here.
Honestly, just a shout out to all the guys in the league. That was a hell of a race by everybody. A lot of fun. Appreciate it.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you, Curtis. I know we won't be seeing you guys next week like I thought we would, but hey, we'll be seeing you here in the next two, and enjoy the off weekend or off race next week, and we'll hopefully be seeing you here in the next 2 weeks, Curtis.
See you soon, hopefully.
Thank you, buddy. All right, and that was Curtis Kelly. Going to go ahead and bring in David Schmill Jr., your final interview of the night. David Schmill Jr., Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, for sir.
Yes, sir. Well, David, again, we have seen you put on some great races here so far this season, but it seems like tonight was one of those nights that could have been a race for you that maybe could have played out just a little bit better, but it seemed like early you had a little bit of issues and had to work your way back through, but able to still come away with a third place. Do you think maybe if we go green there without the caution at the end, you're able to pass Curtis Kelly? And we know we did see a little bit of that lap car action bring a halt to your run, we should say, when you were going to make that pass. It looked like stick there earlier in the run.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? Even if we had the double file on the restarts, I'm sure me and Josh could have worked together and got a 1-2 there. But overall, solid night. I mean, my biggest thing was I wanted to make sure I kept my tires in one piece, took care of them early. I mean, giving a spot up to Ken's not something he can be too upset about early in a race because he's that damn good. So props to him. It sucks he had an unfortunate end to his night. But I was working Curtis there for a little bit. He was a good gap behind me, and he was able to make up so much ground on the pit stop that I didn't want to push to get back to him, but we were able to stay with him in traffic. And I mean, who knows? Another lap or two we could have got him, but I mean, it all worked out. Not gonna be too mad with the podium tonight.
Oh heck yeah, man! We know it's definitely one of those things. Falling back and then working your way back. Just getting that podium sometimes can definitely feel like the win. But you guys had an excellent car out there. We keep seeing week in and week out those nitro cars, man, just wicked fast. I mean, always just either on the podium or winning the race. You guys are putting on one hell of a show. So we appreciate that from the viewer standpoint. But David, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything, man, before we let you get out of here, we'll let you get them on or let you get them out and we'll let you get on your way. Excuse me.
Absolutely. Everybody at Nitro Setup Shop, obviously, Russ Clayton, all those guys, they give us killer setups every week, man. It's so much fun to show up every week, have this much speed, and you got Susie, Kyler, and me will show up, early, and we'll dial these cars in every week and get as fast as we are. So it's always fun to have that team speed. Shout out my beautiful wife. Yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday to her. My little boy was just born last Thursday, so it's been an exciting week. Tonight was just even better to top it off. Everybody at Nitro, Kyler, Josh, Chad, Brody, Jaden wasn't here tonight. Props to him. Love all these guys. It's so much fun showing up Wednesday night. We have such a good team. And when you're this fast, this consistent, and everybody's having fun being fast, it's just, it's so much fun. Shout out to you guys for an awesome broadcast. I can't wait to go watch it back. Robbie, Fitz, everybody on the admins. Every week showing up for Full Throttle. It's my favorite league to show up for. But we'll take a P3 tonight, and I don't remember where we're going next week, but just hopefully continue success. I'll get to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, I think we're off next week for 4th of the job, but I think it's Chicago 2 weeks.
Even better. I'll get my sleep back on track.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I feel you on that one. But hey, David, congratulations, man, on the newborn. And hey, hopefully within these next 2 weeks, man, we'll be talking to you here again. We know you Nitro guys have been showing some speed, but again, congratulations tonight, buddy. And hopefully we'll be talking to you here soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. You as well. I almost disconnected from Discord, Chris, when I was about to move, and that was bad. I almost dipped out on y'all. But hey, a great race here tonight, man. Sorry if we sound like we're about to fall asleep, probably because we are. But hey, we're about to get out of your guys' hair and get out of your way. But like we were saying in the interviews right there, are off next week, right? Correct, Chris?
Yes.
So we won't be here next Thursday or Wednesday, excuse me, but we will be back 2 weeks after that. Are we going to the road course?
Chicago Street Course.
Oh goodness, I don't even think I have that bought, so gonna have to buy that. But hey, gonna be awesome, man. Ready, excited to see that. I know it's gonna be a hellacious show. Chris, any final words before we let the fans get out of here?
Yeah, just a big shout out to Robbie, everybody that shows up on YouTube, everybody that just comes out and shows support. We love doing this for you guys, and like I said before, in every stream, I'm glad that we got to come back and do this, because this is one of those things that I look forward to every Wednesday night. But I'm ready for that off week next week. We're gonna have some time to recuperate, and then we get to come back for a hellacious road course race. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But I guess happy 4th of July to everybody, and we'll see you then.
We'll see you then. Well, this has been Chris and Josh up here in the Full Throttle booth saying thank you, good night, and we'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. Enjoy the off weekend, folks.